For this routine, we're going to be in hands and knees for most of the routine, and we're going to practice those lower abdominal contractions in that position. If your knees are uncomfortable, you can place a towel or a rolled up yoga mat underneath them. So let's get into hands and knees position. We're going to start here. Wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips, and we're just doing that transverse abdominal contraction in this position. So you inhale, exhale, nice flat back, and you're just drawing pelvic floor and lower abs up and in, and then release. So you shouldn't really even feel like your back moving at all. You're staying stable the entire time. Inhale, exhale. Exhale will be up and in. You're pulling the pelvic floor up in, and then relax. Contract. And again, we're going to build on this. So this is the foundation, and then we're going to add an arm lift and a leg lift. So every time I exhale, I'm pulling up and in. So let's add to that. We're going to inhale, exhale, draw pelvic floor up, and then you're lifting one arm up and then lowering back down. Keep that back nice and flat. Contract. Arm comes up, lower back down. Contract. So my back should be staying nice and flat. My shoulders are not sinking in. You're pushing that floor away with the opposite hand. Contract, lift up. You're always pre-contracting before lifting up an arm or leg. Contract. I like to exhale with each contraction. Pull up and in. And remember that pelvic floor contraction, you're thinking sipping up a smoothie with your vag, drawing that pelvic floor up and in. And it's a little tricky to tell if you're doing it properly, but that's the point, is that we want to practice in different positions so that our pelvic floor can get used to working in different positions. Now we're going to add the leg lift to that. So same thing, contract, you drive that left knee in and you bring the right leg back. Come back in, keeping back nice and flat. Contract. Abs and pelvic floor are stabilizing you as you're bringing those toes flat back and forward. Lift up. If the toe slide is easy, you can lift up that back foot, and like you're putting a footprint on the wall behind you. Pull up and in, footprint on the wall behind you. So you're really having to stabilize with your hips in addition to your core for this one. Pull up and in, and then this is the toe slide. A little bit easier, and then you can slow it down so that you can really focus on that pelvic floor and core engagement. After this, we're going to repeat this circuit 3 more times. So go back into just practicing contractions. 1 more leg extension, and then come back. Back into those lower abdominal contractions in this position. If your wrists are bothering you, you can just take a closed fist. Contract. Lift up and in, hold it here, and then lower back down. Lift up. So you can't even really tell that I'm doing much, but I'm engaging lower abs and pelvic floor, and relax. I'm pushing that floor away, thinking about not letting those shoulders sink in. We're working upper body as well. Release. Pelvic floor and low abs come up and in, and relax. A few more. And again, we're building that foundation of pelvic floor and core, and then we're going to add to that. Good. Hold it here and release. And this is going to help us prepare later for other exercises like planks or push-ups, other core work. Last one. Good. Lift up and in, and then relax. Now we're going to go back into those arm lifts. So you're going to contract, lift that arm up, lower back down. Contract. Again, I'm using a closed fist here if your wrists bother you, because you're on your hands and knees for this entire circuit. So this is an easy way to protect your wrists. You can also go to flat hands. Good. Contract, lift up, pull up and in, and release. And a lot of these look really easy, but you should not be moving your back. You should not be letting your shoulders sink in. If you're not able to do that, then you can literally just lift up 1 inch here, and that's your modification. Don't compromise your form. It's all about nice, isolated contractions that you add on to. Let's do 2 more. And then we're gonna go to those leg lifts. Good. So I'm gonna switch back to flat hands just to vary it up. You're gonna extend those toes back. So push the mat away, engage pelvic floor, slide toes back, and then come back to center. Your goal is to try to keep that back nice and flat. It's not curved, it's not rounded. Lift up. You're holding a nice bucket of water, a pot of water on the back, and trying to prevent it from spilling. And that's how you know that your core is staying nice and stable. Contract. Always pre-contract. It's gonna help you maintain that form. And you're like, Sarah, enough already. We get it. But I think it's always helpful to remember the whole reason we pre-contract is that's why we're doing this program. It's for your pelvic floor and core. Otherwise, you're not getting that benefit. A few more, and then we go into our last circuit. Remember, you can always lift the leg up and plant your foot on the wall behind you. Okay, last round. Let's go back into those contractions in this position. Wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hip, nice flat back. Contract, pull those low abs up and in. You're pulling up through the pelvic floor and then release. Again. Pull up and in. You should feel this in your shoulders as well. And relax. Throughout pregnancy, your body changes, your posture changes. I mean, we're trying to keep your entire spine stable, your back nice and supported, your shoulders nice and strong. Pull up and in. So we don't want to neglect those areas either. And release. A few more. Let's try to do a 5-second hold here. Keep pulling up and in, and then relax. Let's do another. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, let's go back into those arm raises. Last set here. Pull up and in. Lift the arm up. Lower back down. If you can't do the arm lift without losing your shoulder or hip stability, then just literally, you can just lift up one hand an inch off the mat as an alternative. Or you can also go to closed fist if your wrists are bound. Good. Push the floor away. Lift that arm up. This is our last set. You're doing awesome.